Hiya, my name's Aisha Oates and I stopped smoking when I was pregnant with Harris. I loved smoking, I loved the social side, I loved the time out from work. I enjoyed everything about smoking except the smell. I know that you're not supposed to smoke, I know all the health risks, but the thought of me midwife knowing that I was putting harm potentially my baby's way made us feel really, really ashamed. I've tried to quit so many times and I always found an excuse not to stop stopping. The midwife asked us if I thought about nicotine replacement, and I said that I didn't think pregnant women could use nicotine replacement therapy, and she said actually that they could, and she asked if I would like to give it a go. It was right at the beginning. I was about 6 weeks pregnant when I first got the patches from the midwife. And it was the best decision that I made. I did brilliantly for about 4 weeks, and then I fell off the wagon and I got in touch with the midwife from the smoking group, and I told her what had happened. She said, right, don't give up, wake up, put your new patch back on and start again. And I did, and that was it. Didn't smoke for the rest of the pregnancy. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. I've been in labour for 2 days and I thought that's when you would want a cigarette, but I didn't, and to be able to hold him as soon as he was born and smell him and see him, and he was in intensive care for 11 days as well, not long after he was born, and I didn't smoke throughout those 11 days. When we eventually got him out of intensive care and we took him to the flat, I used to just cuddle him in and smell the top of his head, and you just smell like a new baby, and it was the most amazing smell. And because before I couldn't smell anything, and I remember the first time I did a load of his washing and his blankets, and the conditioner from the clothes, the fabric softener was everywhere, and the house smelled like fresh baby clothes, and I couldn't have done that if I'd still been smoking, because he would have smelled like me, he would have smelled like cigarettes. Dealing with the cravings was really difficult to begin with. Martin, my husband, was really, really supportive. When I had times when I was craving or when I was struggling or I just missed smoking, I'd say that to Martin and would find things to do together, like go for a walk or have something to eat. I found that I had to keep a bag of nuts in my drawer at work just so I had something to nibble on and munch throughout the day. Yes, I did. Because to keep the habits, to break the habits. Whenever I'd have a talk on the telephone, I'd always have a cup of coffee and a cigarette. So I started making sure that I didn't make a cup of coffee when I went on the telephone. I had to find new ways of building in the same sort of social things that I did when I smoked, because for me that was the bit I missed the most, the social side of smoking. Whereas me and my team would go for a cigarette and would chat over what's been happening that day, would talk about cases from work. I felt like I was missing out on that. So whereas all the smokers would go outside and have a cigarette, I would wait until they'd finished, and then with the non-smokers would maybe take a walk to the garage or would go and just have 5 minutes fresh air. One of the things I had to do, I had to not see some of my smoking friends for a couple of weeks, and then they were told you're not allowed to smoke and once you get here. You can't come in if you've been smoking. I used to get up and I literally would have 3 cigarettes before I'd even gone to work. And what I found when I stopped smoking, I got literally an extra 20 minutes in bed because I didn't need to get up that early to smoke. And I hadn't appreciated that I was building smoke time into my daily routine. And I was. When the midwife first came to see, she took a carbon monoxide reading that first day, and it was something really high. I think it was about 30 on the scale. And then on subsequent visits, Jane, the midwife, took further readings. And it was something to work towards. I got really excited about seeing the 0 because I felt like I'd achieved something. It was a physical confirmation that you're a non-smoker now. You know, you feel the benefits, you smell fresh, you taste differently, you're not wasting time stood outside in all weathers. But that 0 on the carbon monoxide reader was brilliant. I got a real buzz from it. You want your child to have the best start in life, and stopping smoking is that best start. Contact your midwife and ask them to put you in touch with the specialist smoking group, because it's the best thing I ever did. Don't be ashamed or embarrassed to say that you smoke, because I was. But if I hadn't have told the midwife then, I wouldn't have got the support which helped us quit.